Okay, today's shiur is on Daf Dalid Amud Aleph. We will be starting actually Daf Gimel Amud Beis by Hamave. We're going to discuss the machlekes between Rav and Shmuel. What is Mave? And we will then try to get through that entire discussion to understand how Rav looks at the Gemara, how Shmuel looks at the Gemara, and how they look at each other's opinions as well. So here we go. Let's get through it. Mave. What does Rav say Mave is? Chaim, you're sitting at the end today, yeah?
Rashi says Mave. Rashi?
Rav.
Rav says Mave is a person.
Rav says Mave is Adam. What's the pasuk?
The pasuk. Amar Shemer Asa Bazber.
Yeah. And then the key word there is? Bayu. Right. It says the word imta bayun bayu. So use the word bayu regarding a person davening to the Eibishter. Shmuel says Mave is? Yeah, and what's the pasuk? Yeah.
And it says Nivu.
Nivu, right, which is the idea of revealing of the teeth, that the teeth become revealed. Okay, and why does Rav not say like Shmuel? What does he say is wrong with the pasuk? Rafi.
The Rashi explains that the pasuk is talking about the year the cow is causing the reveal, while Mama means that you're causing something else.
Right, I'm going to say we're going to focus on the letter Nun. That your pasuk Shmuel has the letter Nun, the Mishnah has a letter Mem. So obviously it's not the same. Okay? It's different teichen. Yeah? How about the other way around? Shmuel, how does Shmuel look at Rav's opinion? Say what's wrong with Rav's?
He says that we say Mava and Rav's pasuk says Bayu, yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay, next.
They're both flawed, so therefore.
Okay, so therefore what's the real logic behind, I gave it away. What's the real reason behind it?
Because Rav says since shiur refers to everything else.
Yeah. Shiur, v'chol, no? V'chol milei this shiur.
And for Shmuel.
And therefore it got to be referring to Adam. And Shmuel says,
when it's on top shiur, he means Karen, so Mava is allowed to be Shem.
so shiur says shiur lekarnai, and lekarnai, and Mava actually is necessary for Shinoi, and now we have to explain why. Why do you need to have two separate ones? Yeah? So that's number 2. Why? Why do you need a separate word in the Mishnah for Shane and a separate word in the Mishnah for Karen? Why? Yeah, what's your question?
I just don't understand the second one.
Sure. Shmuel? So Shmuel is saying, which part?
That part, yeah.
This part right here?
Yeah.
The word that Rav uses has a bays. The word that the Mishnah uses has a mem.
But isn't that Rob's also reasoning for Shmuel?
Yeah, so they each disprove each other.
So
Both psukim are flawed.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, and that's why they bring logic. Rav says logically, once it uses the word shiur, it includes everything. Okay, now, the question is why? Why do you need a different pasuk according to Shmuel? Shmuel says shiur is the karnei, mav is l'shinei. Why do you need 2 psukim? And Shmuel answers the reason why you need 2 psukim is because, do you know Shmuel? What? Why do you need not 2 psukim? Why do you need two cases in the Mishnah? Why do you need one case shiur for karnei and mav l'shinei? You're not able to learn one from the other. Correct. So let's explain that. Yeah, this is the wrong way to explain it. Okay, first the Gemara is going to explain the wrong way. We're going to go according to Rashi, then we're going to go according to Tosfos. But either way, this is the wrong way to explain it. Okay, this does not make sense. We're going to write something that doesn't make sense, and it's not going to make sense. And you're going to say, oh, that doesn't make sense. And the Gemara is also going to say that doesn't make sense. So don't get worried that it doesn't make sense, because it doesn't make sense. Okay, good. So, Karen does not have hana. Ein hana. So therefore, you cannot learn out from Karen. You're not able to learn out from Karen Shane that does have hana. Again, Karen is chayav because it does not have hana. So Shane that does hana maybe is pater, which doesn't make sense because then it should for sure be chayav, right? Right? Okay. Next, Shane does not have intent. Ein kavanase. Yeah? And therefore, you cannot learn out Karen that does have kavanase lahasik. Right? Which doesn't make sense, because you should for sure be able to learn out Karen that has kavanase lahasik. Okay. Which is the question of the Gemara, which is number 4, kavachimer the other way. Okay. So, therefore we say instead, no, let's switch it. We're really saying the exact opposite. Okay? Chevra, look. Number 5 is an arrow this way.
Yeah.
That's it. Karen cannot be learned out, cannot teach us Shane because Karen has Kavanah and Shane does not have Kavanah. So you cannot learn Shane from Karen. You cannot learn Karen from Shane because Shane has Hana. So maybe Shane is Chayav and Karen, which doesn't have Hana, is Pater. In other words, switch it around. That's how Rashi learns the Gemara. Okay? That would be number 5. So number 5 is the arrows. Okay? Sure. Tosfos, we're going to get distracted right now. I'm going to do Tosfos. What?
But that's what we learn on later on anyways. We answer that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
So Rashi is saying this Hamid is the same as later on?
No, Rashi said that Havamina. I just told you how Rashi learns the Gemara. Right now we're going into Shitas Rashi on how to learn the Havamina and then the Maskana. The Havamina is Baal Karchach, Rashi said. Rashi used the word Baal Karchach to tell you it doesn't make sense. I have to say this is the explanation of the Gemara even though I don't want to. Okay? Sure. Then Tosfos is going to say an actual logic for the Havamina. Tosfos is going to make sense of the Havamina. How does Tosfos make sense of the Havamina? This is the first Tosfos on the bottom of Gimel Amud Beis. Tosfos, sorry, the second one. Loi Ri'i. Tosfos Loi Ri'i.
You mean the third one? You mean the third one?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Loi Ri'i HaKaren Shein. We're going to skip Kiddush Targum. Oh, should we just do a Kiddush Targum also? Okay. So Kiddush Targum, it's what? It was on the previous Gemara or on this Gemara?
I'm saying Amarle Kari was on the previous, was this Gemara, it's not.
Uh-huh. Okay, so first of all, let's do Tosfos Kiddush Targum. Kiddush Targum. Thank you very much. Okay, this is Tosfos over here. We got Mr. Tosfos, and it's a very simple thing, which is that the reason why we chose Rav Yosef was because he is an expert in Targum. That's why we chose him. Not because he was blind. He was blind, which in Hebrew is referred to as Sagi Nahar. Who could tell me what the word Sagi Nahar means? Very bright. Nahar means light, very light. A lot of light, meaning he could see very well. You don't want to say that someone's blind. You say that he could see extremely. Okay, it's a euphemism. What?
So you just do the opposite?
Exactly. Okay, and you should know, and anyone that knows knows. We don't choose him because he was blind, and a blind person, we think a blind person would not be allowed to learn Torah because he cannot read, and you have to only learn Torah inside. Blind person, we would say, this is thoughtfully, that he cannot read, cannot learn Torah outside. You right? Torah Shebeksav has to be learned from the text. Yeah? And therefore someone blind cannot learn from the text because he can't read. So therefore he has to learn Targum. That's not the reason.
But it's the same reason. Since he had to do that, he was an expert.
It might have been, but that wasn't the reason why we chose him. We chose him because he's an expert. It might have been that he became an expert because of that. So that's not true. Why? Because we say there's a famous pasuk, Eis lasos la Hashem efiru teresecha, right? That what? That in times of need, you could hefiru teresecha, you could get rid of some halachis, and a blind person learning Torah is one of those times when even though usually you have to be able to read Torah in order to, even though usually you have to be able to read Torah in order to learn Torah Shebeksav, regarding a blind person, we'll say you're allowed to learn Torah even though you can't read. So that shows you that a blind person is allowed to learn Torah without reading. He's allowed to. If he's allowed to, then there's no reason that because he's blind, he's learning Targum. He could go learn Torah. Okay, so therefore the reason why we chose Rav Yosef was not because he was blind, because a blind person could learn regular Torah. Rather, it's because he was an expert. That's what Tosfos says. That's the first Tosfos.
Since he would say he must learn.
This is.
He must learn Torah because he can't learn Torah on that.
Yeah. So then we say that's not true. Because of Eis lasos la Hashem efiru teresecha, in times of need, so for example, if someone's blind, you're allowed to break the halacha of this halacha, and you're allowed to allow him to learn Torah even though it's by heart.
Halacha make us think of wrong reasons you can't learn Torah.
Correct.
So where's Bava?
He went. He's not here today. He went to. No, he went with Rabbi G. To Bunny Bakes.
What?
Bunny Bakes. You didn't hear Bunny Bakes here. Rabbi G takes someone every day to go to speak with him because he's the Mashpia.
Is it bakery?
Yeah, it's like a coffee shop.
Oh, that'd be nice.
What?
He would speak to me every day.
Yes,
So he speaks to everyone at least once a month. Basically, he goes through the whole yeshiva every month. He talks to you.
So it's an expense by shiur?
Huh?
Expense by shiur?
Extends by a dear sponsor of Rabbi G's. Chavre, this is every mashpia should talk. Come on, where else do you talk to people? Take him a coffee shop.
Are
You
gonna
get him a
take
nice. Me? No, I don't. I'm retired. I was a mashpia for a year, and that was it. I'm done. Huh? I teach Gemara. Nice. Okay. In any event, the next Tosfos, which is the why we started this Tosfos, is going to be the Tosfos that's going to re-explain the Gemara. So this is Tosfos' way of learning the Gemara. Okay? Tosfos dibra maschil loy re'i. How does Tosfos learn the Havamina? According to Rashi, the Havamina makes no sense, right? It's not a sensible Havamina. Tosfos is going to have a sensible Havamina. Now, we're going to disprove it, but at least there was a thought process behind it. So here's Tosfos' thought process. Tosfos says, Keren is easier to guard. What? How do you spell guard? I always spell it wrong. G-U first, thank you. Tosfos says Keren is easier to guard. Why? Because it has no and it won't really want to do it. Thank you. So it's easier to guard. So therefore, maybe you're chayav for Keren because it has no and therefore it's easier to guard. But you're patur for Shane because Shane was harder to guard. Yeah?
Why is Karen easier to guard?
Because it doesn't have so it's not going to want to do it.
How do you just walk me through the grass?
Why would it go around goring people? It doesn't gain anything. So it's easier to guard. You're not worried. It's not going to do it. Because, but patur from Shane because has hana and therefore is harder to guard.
It says in the Gemara, has hana. It doesn't say it's easier to guard.
You're supposed to imply that. Yeah. So this is Tosfos' explanation of how you would have learned Shane from Karen, using hana as the reasoning. The other way around as well. You could say Shane is easier to guard. This is the whole Tosfos over here, yeah? Shane is easier to guard. Why? Because there's no intent. It's not trying to do it. Right? So it doesn't want to do it. You just hold it back. Imagine if you're trying to gore someone and you're trying to hold back the bull. It's very difficult. But if it doesn't actually want to do it, so then you just yank it a little bit, it won't eat. On the other hand, Karen is going to be harder to guard.
Yeah, you might want to keep this.
And therefore you should be patur.
Wait, but in the problem where Shane is harder to guard, it would be Potter
Rafi's right.
as well?
Rafi's right.
1 second, I didn't hear what you said. What do you say, Rafi?
I think that sells kafana, just not lahazim.
Okay, yeah. Kavanah lehazik. That's the. So let me write that in. No kavana lehazik.
But it
I'm
can still
saying
be hard to
Shane
guard.
can still be hard to guard because it still has kafana to eat.
Yeah, but not as hard as if you're a steaming mad bull trying to smash someone to pieces. Just to put it in perspective. The guy wants some grass. The bull wants some grass. Okay, fine. So you yank it and won't eat the grass. The bull wants to kill him. You're not stopping him. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is the logic of Tosfos. So meaning, according to Tosfos, there's a real havamina. Then we ask, "V'lav kavachemer hu?" Come on, it makes more sense another way. This is not a true. This is not a true fact over here.
This is way more logical.
Than the other way around?
Yeah.
Come on, it makes more sense. Shane has hana lezeka. That's a reason to make you chayav, okay?
But it's the cow.
That's a reason to make you chayav. If you gain something from it, you should be chayav.
Anything the cow gains from that.
And you gain also, you don't need to feed your cow. So you should pay for it.
The fact is,
And if he has intent to damage, kavanosa lahasik, that's a stricter damage. Come on, give me a break.
depends if you say it's knas from my mind.
But you understand where I'm coming from? That's what the Gemara asks.
Yeah, I understand, but I disagree.
You should disagree. Okay.
Also, you can change
I'm
that
fine with
whether you
disagreements.
hold, like,
It doesn't bother me.
knas.
What? With the Gemara. The Gemara is logical. With a question. Basically, he's saying this makes so much sense, we should leave this. We shouldn't go to the Maskam. This is the Havamina. Right? Rashi has a Havamina, which Rashi just says doesn't make sense. And Tosfos has a Havamina that does make sense.
Watch, if you say it's knas, how can you spell knas? Or just plain knas?
Yeah.
We always disprove it.
Yeah, so he's saying it's not disproven. We were saying it's disproven. He's saying it's not disproven.
Is knas only by Palganisk or also Nezek
Nezek Shalim is for sure
Is there any
Mammon.
opinion?
Nezek Shalim is for sure Mammon.
Not a single opinion?
No. If I have to pay for what I do, it's Mammon. That's logic.
My logic was that if there produces knas, then that makes no difference whether
Right.
it gains benefit or not.
All right.
So this logic makes more sense.
Okay, אתה מבין העניין? What?
No,
Okay, let's go. Weiter in Shas and Poskim. So here we go. More Tosfos? Well, I think we did all the Tosfos now till here. So now we're going to continue. We're going to continue the Gemara, and then we're going to do Tosfos as we go basically today, because I felt like this would make more sense. We would get if I went back to a Havamin of the Gemara at the beginning of the Gemara, once we finished the entire Gemara, no one would have any clue what this is saying. Okay, it was just not going to work. So we have to do it now. Fine. Number 6. So this is a new piece of Gemara. So if you didn't get anything over here, then it's still fine. It's still going to work. Yeah? Fine. Now, why is Regel left out? If you look over here, the whole discussion was between Shane and Keren.
You missed the part about the servant.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about it. Yeah.
Go to that line.
Okay, sorry. Pasha forgot about the servant. No? Zog the servant. Rafi, do you remember the servant first?
Now we're going to say,
Yeah?
can we learn from Makabal Chaimer?
Yeah.
Right? So no, because if by the case of a slave, we see that if they do it on purpose,
Yeah, we say Kavanas has a good reasoning because
if they do it on purpose, then the master is going to be pater.
Evet v'ama has Kavana and is still Pater. So we see over here that Kavanas Lahazik is not a reason to be Chayav, it's a reason to be Pater. Because they have intent and they're still Pater. Right. So what's the answer?
You just said that.
You asked me to answer it.
Yeah, you just
Now
said
it's an answer.
What's the answer?
Basically, when the master gets them really annoyed, they're going to go and destroy a bunch of people's fields.
Correct. Shema Yakni Tenu, they're going to go around and just try to destroy the field on purpose. Okay, now we can put the dotted line, which is what I wanted to do. Okay, step number 6 in my sheet. So we're going to go back to 6. If someone has a problem with that, they can let me know.
6.5.
6b. Jinx. Okay, 6b. Shmuel. Yeah, why is Regel left out? No?
Because it's derived from the extra words because she doesn't have
Right. So the Havamina, the first answer of the Gemara is that Kisha Hizik Chava Mazik, that tells us what the inyan of Regel. Now the problem is with this, we're going to say a whole Tosfos over here. So Kisha Hizik Chav Hamazik teaches us Regel. These extra words in the Mishnah teach us Regel. Yeah? The problem is the first time it's written is not extra. You have to say this. You have to say that. If you damage, then you have to pay for it.
This is the next Mishnah.
So the answer is no. It says it again in the next Mishnah. This is from the next Mishnah, not from our Mishnah. Yeah, if you look based on the Aleph, over here, you have to tell us that. So therefore, it's really from the next Mishnah, the Seifa. This Kishahizik Chavamazik, Tosfos says, is the Seifa's Kishahizik Chavamazik, not the Reish. It's Tosfos Dibramas Kishahizik on the page over here. Yeah, Kishahizik Chavamazik, a tiny little Tosfos over there. Okay, 8. Now we have to go to 8. Everyone got this part of the Gemara because we're going to get rid of the Tosfos. What? We'll get back to them. Those are not like directly in the flow of the Gemara.
Doesn't say the word in the next Mishnah.
You sure it doesn't say there? You sure it doesn't say there? It says L'kamon. Where does Tosfos say L'kamon is?
There could be more Mishnahs in her version. I don't know if necessarily could be every person.
Okay, weiter. Next. So, Frek the Gemara Shaila, why don't you just say it straight up? Why are we saying it only from Kishahizik Chavamazik? Yeah? Say it explicitly, or in the Hebrew, say it behedya. Why don't you say it clearly? So what's the answer? No? Who knows?
What's the question?
Again, why didn't we say it explicitly? Why didn't we say Regel explicitly? Why did we say it only Kishahizik Chavamazik? What's the answer of the Gemara? I'm kind of tricking you guys.
Because Shar is actually an egg yet.
Ella, rather, this whole explanation is wrong. Let's go back to the drawing board. Yes. Ella Amar Rava. Rava says an entirely new explanation because of this question. Rava is going to say that shiur is not keren, shiur is regel, yeah, and mave is what, Shmuley? Mave is shane. Okay, why can't you learn regel from shane or shane from regel? No, Chaim?
Regel, it's like normal for it to damage.
Yeah, hazeka matsui, it's very common. And shane?
Shane is normal.
Okay, how about the other way around? Why can't you learn regel from shane? Right, hana'a. It has hana'a. And regel does not have hana'a. Why do we leave out keren completely? Good job. Yeah, Rafi. We learn out keren from kisha hizik chava mazik. And why not clearly?
Because, I know this.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to list all the muadim, but Karen starts his time.
Right. Karen starts at tam, so therefore it's separate. We are doing muadin mitchilasan. That's what we're doing. Okay, 11. Here we go. Shmuel can't say like Rav. So now we're done this part. Yeah, let's put another ... Why doesn't Shmuel say like Rav? Why does Shmuel have his own opinion? Why does Shmuel say that Mava is shame? So the reason is because
The end of the Mishnah say.
because it's already Adam is already listed in the later Mishnah. Adam is listed in Seifa. So obviously our Mishnah is not talking about Adam. Rather, our Mishnah is talking just about the cases of shiur, which is shame. Yeah. What is Rav going to answer to this? If it's already listed later, why are we listing it again? Rafi, do you know why?
I'm learning it right now.
Okay, that's fine. So according to Rav, why do you list it again? Answer is you listed in the beginning, and then you listed it again later, because
Because the beginning is just included to muad, but the actual one is not.
First says Niskim Mamayna, second is.
yeah. So what?
Because the Adam
That's according to Shmuel. Shmuel's going to say that Adam is listed in the Seifa and not in the Reisha, because the Seifa discusses Nizke Gufay when I do it myself.
Oh,
The Reisha discusses Niske Mamayna.
Oh, sorry, that's the next part.
Because it's Rav says because Adam is just included to muad, but the actual one is not.
Oh, exactly. Adam is only listed again later because it wants to list every single case of mu'ad. So, Bahadei mu'adin, it says in the Gemara. I want to list Adam with all the other mu'adis. Yeah? But be'emes, in truth, it was actually listed in the first Mishnah. Yeah, you got that, Rafi? Again, really Adam is listed in the first Mishnah. We say it again because we want to list it together with every single mu'ad. Okay. Now, 13. We have, now we're going to look at Rav, yeah? Why are you not able to learn Adam from shiur or shiur from Adam? Why do you need to list them both? So Rav says, why do you need Mava? Meaning, why does Rav need to write Mava? Oh, what's the din of shiur, yeah, Rafi?
Shiur you pay kaifer.
Kaifer, what's kaifer? No?
Pay for the victim's damage or something?
No, if an animal kills a person, there's a knas. Just a set amount of money, 30 coins, whatever it's called. I think it's 30 shkalim, 30 something, exactly, as a kaifer for your own life, because you killed someone, not you, but your animal did, and therefore shiur has kaifer, while Adam does not have kaifer. No kaifer. Okay? Yeah, and the other way around. So therefore you cannot learn Adam from shiur. Adam is more lenient. How about the other way around? Why can you not learn shiur from Adam? Do you know, Chaim?
Because Adam has Arba Devarim.
Right, Daled Devarim. So Daled Devarim here doesn't mean 4, it actually means 5. It means 4 plus the regular.
Like the health bills.
Yeah, exactly. It's Nezek. Nezek is the regular one. Nezek is, so let's say all 5 so we get them in order. Nezek is the regular thing. Everyone has to pay damages. Tsar. There's Tsar, Ripoy, Sheves, Baishes. You should know them in order. Why? Because if not, you'll sound like an Amar. It's not like that. Okay? Not you, I'm saying everyone. What? Ripoy is healing, like refuah. So Nezek is the actual damage. You hurt someone $100, you have to pay for it. Tsar is pain. He was in pain when you hurt him. not when the guy hurt him. Ripoy is healing, you have to pay for the doctor bills. Sheves is that he missed work, and Boishus is he was embarrassed. Because we're only talking about the 4 more ones, exactly, not Nezek. Adam has Dal Devarim, and Shur does not have Dal Devarim. Okay, and I think that's a wrap. Shkoyach, wow, look at this Gemara. Where the Gemara? And that's part of life, Baruch Hashem. Okay, so now we have a couple more Taisus and we need to do. We need to learn a couple Taisus and then maybe we can do some Mepharshim. I did prepare a share on this, but I don't know if we'll get there. Right, so we're going to skip the last Taisus. We're not going to do Kiri'i Adam. We're going to skip that one. I think it'll be too much. It'll just make everyone's brains explode. And I don't like exploding people's brains. Huh? Yeah. I mean, you can learn it. You don't need to exit out.
I'll learn it, but it's in
Okay. Fine. I'm not teaching it right now. Okay, later maybe we can learn it. Fine. So Taisus, which Taisus did we not do yet? Mida Dahava Eved Ba'ama. Let's look at it inside. Should we learn it inside? Okay, Zak the Taisus. I guess Chaim start. We'll read the first Taisus. What? The other guys are going to get 2 longer Taisus, so you got lucky.
So Mida Dahava Eved Ba'ama. So we're saying since that we have Eved and Amma. So we're doing this case with Eved and Amma. That's saying why this Hava Mida makes sense, right?
Yeah, so we said, just like Eved Va'ama, even though there's Kavana, still they're Pater.
Yeah.
So maybe Kavana does not make you Chayav.
Yeah, so like Pirush Rashi, this is not like Pirush Rashi should appear, so he explains,
Pigias on Chulus. You have to know what the next word is. Pigias on Ra'a is the next word. That's what's meaning.
That says in Parak Bible.
Yeah, which is later on our Masechta.
That Evan and Isha, their intention is that.
Their encounter. If you encounter a woman or you encounter a slave, it's not good for you. Why? So it explains over there. It's not going to say it in the Tosfos, but it explains because you need to pay if you damage them, and they do not need to pay if they damage you, because you have money and they do not have any funds. Yeah? Okay. And they're not just broke, but a woman is owned by her husband, so to speak. There's Kiddushin, so you own all of her possessions. And a slave is owned by the master, and therefore you own all his possessions. So he doesn't own anything to then pay you for it. That's why you need to pay him, and he doesn't need to pay you. So Pigiyas and Ra. Yeah? Okay. So now.
Why can't we not learn Rashi?
So that was Rashi's explanation, exactly. The Imke.
The Imke, Havalid the Mitzvah, Eved the Isha.
Yeah.
That you, if so, then you would need to pay. What's the Mitzvah?
You should have chosen.
You should have chosen Eved and Isha.
Instead of Eved and instead of an Amma. Amma is a maidservant. Isha is a woman, meaning a wife. So if you're going according to this explanation, that it has to do with Pigi Asan Ra'a, that the reason over here is given is because they don't have any money, and therefore they're not going to pay you anything. That's why they're pater. Well, if that's the reason, then you should have chosen the word Isha. From the fact that you chose the word Amma, shows that we're dealing with a different discussion. Not the discussion in Parak HaChovel, but the discussion in Maseches Yodayin. Yeah, what's the discussion in Maseches Yodayin?
Why did it use this word Eved and Amma?
Yeah.
You show the that it's going on the Mishnah at the end of Masechet.
Right.
The Taimei Mishum Shema
Yakni Tenu
Rabbi to the Sama with Furosh Hasan.
Yeah.
That the reason is because maybe his teacher hit him.
Made him angry.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So in other words, Tosfos said
saying Rashi's source is wrong.
Not Rashi's source, but Rashi's whole reasoning. So let's make this. What? Yeah, Tosfos gives his own reasoning. Tosfos' reasoning is because he might have made the master might have made the servant mad, and the servant went on purpose to break something so that you need to pay for it. That's the Gemara's reasoning. But Rashi says it doesn't really mean that. It means actually the situation is because a slave doesn't own anything to pay you. So that's why if the master makes the slave mad, the slave will break something, and then what?
Well, and then the master will die.
Why? Because the slave doesn't have any money.
Yeah.
So, like this. Yeah? Let's.
So he's kind of building off Rashi's reasoning.
Correct. It's not like but it is a shtickle machlekes, I would say. Or arguing. Okay? There's two Mishnah. There's two sources here. There's the source of Parak HaChovel, which my marker is almost out of ink. I need to get a new marker for tomorrow, B'ezras Hashem. And this is the Rashi's explanation. And there's the source from Meseches Yodayim, right? Which is the source for Tosfos' explanation. In Parak HaChovel, we explain that Eved and an Isha do not own anything. They don't have any money. Okay? And because of that, therefore, Pigiyas and Ra, and therefore, if they go and they hurt something, you're going to have to pay because they don't have any money. Yeah? Tosfos says that's wrong because the wording used was not Eved v'Isha, but was Eved and Amma. So that shows we're talking about a different idea. What's the different idea we're talking about? We're talking about Shema Yaknitenu. Yeah? That what we just care about you annoying your servant and him going and breaking things because he knows you have to pay for it. It's not that we're worried about whether he could pay for it or not. No, we're worried about whether he will go around breaking things. Okay? To say a little bit lumdish, over here Rashi is worried about the poyo, the outcome, the actual outcome. Koyach is Tosfos is more worried about the koyach, the way it looks in theory, that what's going to cause him to do it. If he knows that you're putter, he's not going to go do it. It's not going to affect you. So we want to stop the damage from occurring. Yeah? So that's what we're caring about here. Over here we're caring about the outcome.
Like he might just be taking out his anger on someone else because he's putter coming.
But at least he won't take out his anger to anger you, which is another extra reason to make you to do it. So we're getting rid of a reason for him to go break something. Okay, any questions? Yeah, what should we explain more? Raf, you're still thinking, I see. Okay, maybe it's a pretty easy Tosfos. Yeah, it's not hard. Okay, next Tosfos. Lav afagav de kavanasi lahazik afilu hachi petur. So what's this talking about? No, what's the Dibur Maschu?
Saying, that even though that has kavanasi lahazik
by a slave,
yeah, the master is still putter.
So then we say no. It's not really true. It's really a different reasoning, which is the reasoning of Shema Yakniten. Vim Taimar.
And if you want to ask, Eved and Ima itself, we learn it out from a Kav Chaimer.
Mish Deshain, yeah.
From saying is Chayav to make you Chayav. Given that Kati La Yada Taima de Shema Yaknitu Rabbi.
Question mark.
Because we're learning out from Kav Chaimer of saying to make you Chayav that since we still don't know the reason of maybe his master made him angry or not.
So if you look in the Gemara, the reason of Shema Yakniten Rabbi is only brought as an answer. So in the Hava, when we say the words Laf Afal Gav de Kavanasi Lahazik Afilu Hachi Peturin, yeah, we don't yet know the reason why you should be pater. We're saying even though they have intent to damage, still they're pater. Well, we don't know why they're pater yet. So instead of saying that they're pater and therefore Karen should also be pater, what should we say? We should do the exact opposite. Karen is chayav, and therefore they, meaning a slave, should also be chayav. Yeah? Again. We say, since Eved v'Amma is pater, it proves that just because Kavanas Lahazik doesn't mean you're chayav. Maybe you're also pater. Right? No. We should say, Karen, you're chayav. Kavanas Lahazik, you're chayav. So therefore, an Eved and Amma should also be chayav. Why isn't Eved and Amma pater? We should ask the question the other way. Why are we trying to make people pater? We should make the chayav.
That's what the Gemara should do. We wouldn't bring something.
But we don't yet know a reason to make you pater.
But we wouldn't bring something to ask a question
No.
on it.
Shema Yakniten is only brought as the answer. We are in the question still. So why does the Gemara assume that we are trying to make that you should be pater, and then trying to learn out that other things should also be pater? We should learn out from Shane that just as Shane is chayav, so too here you should for sure be chayav because it has kavan. Again, Shane is chayav even though lav kavanasi lahazik, kol shekain, how much more so? Eved v'Amma that has kavanasi lahazik should also be chayav. That's how we should learn. It's a good question, no? No.
Yes.
Okay, what?
Why would we bring something in order to ask a question on it? It's not really our Gemara at all.
So they should say, well,
In that place,
so maybe the way they should say it is, that what we just said doesn't make sense because in another place we have an Evan and Amma. And Evan and Amma is pater, but Evan and Amma should be chayav. That's how it should have been worded.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe like that. You understand? The disproof should have been worded. This should have been chayav. What time is it?
Maybe.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we started late. Okay, so we're not gonna finish this today because we still have 2 more questions and then answer. Okay, let's stop here. What? Should I do it outside and just write it on the board? Okay. So that's the question of Tosfos. So the question is, we should try to make Eved ve'ama also chayav instead of trying to make things pater. Second question. Question number 2. Eved ve'ama, this lashon of Eved and Amma is written in the beginning of the Mishnah of Yodayim. Well, guess what? The end of the Mishnah of Yodayim says, Shema yaknitenu rabbi. Why does our Gemara only know half a Mishnah, but not the other half of the Mishnah? If you know the first half of the Mishnah, that Eved ve'ama is pater, you should also know the reason why, which is the end of the Mishnah, that they're pater because Shema yaknitenu rabbi. So why does the Gemara have a question based off half a Mishnah if the answer is in the other half of the Mishnah? Okay? Yeah? Why question based on half a Mishnah? You're kind of missing information. Question number 3. Question number 3.
Saying the answer I would give in the Gemara
Is from
is the exact is part of the question. So why do we only split up question and then we say answer when the answer is literally the same sentence as question?
We basically split a sentence, a Mishnah in half, and because of that we had a question. Just say the whole Mishnah and then you won't have a question. Eved va'ama we said is pater, but it doesn't say the reason why. And that Mishnah already says the reason why.
Kind of like the teacher saying, Rabbi said. and then
Right,
Rabbi
correct,
said.
exactly. Yeah, you just didn't wait long enough. That's basically the idea. Okay. So the third question is, Eved, okay, I think it's not going to work. This is not going to work. We're going to stop here. What? No, because we're going to be late for Mincha. So let's stop here. We'll get this Tosfos tomorrow because we have to learn this Tosfos.